Round one. Fight!
Three, two, and one. Hello and welcome back to another Hobby Horse. I am still a bit under the weather, so I'm hoping that my cast can help me out because, as you can tell, I sound pretty shitty.
You sound nasally as fuck.
Yeah, it's still the stuffed nose, still the fucking sore throat, and still the headache.
Don't worry, I can be more annoying and more stuffy nosed. I am a professional dweeb, after all.
Dude, I'm sick and I'm still going to work, and there's like, oh no, you're not supposed to come in sick. I'm like, I need to pay bills, okay? Like,
sorry, homeboy, but have you seen how the prices are rising? I gotta get my cash money too, unless you're gonna pay for me to sit at home and fucking
prices are rising.
Do nothing all day.
I mean, I would wish for that to happen one day, but that's never.
I wish
happen.
you would, but I know you're not gonna do that.
Anyways,
wear a mask, bro. It prevents all disease.
Totally, man. Okay, like. Before we get started, I just want to say that there are still people walking around where I work at because it's a large store, it's a large establishment, and they're running around with those like hazmat, like masks. You know, like the big ones that have like those purple filters at the end.
Oh, like the respirators that you use whenever you're going into a building that's been condemned for having asbestos or something.
Yeah, it's like. I didn't know we were freaking in an apocalypse or something, but damn.
I'm surprised people are still that concerned about the coof. Are they the ones that got like super jabbed up or something?
I don't know.
Why are they so afraid?
I just wanted to bring that up. I was at work and I saw that. And I actually stopped. I actually stopped and I was like, oh, okay. And I just went back to what I was doing. But
I was wondering
just
that myself.
Admiring that specimens like that exist in the wild.
I love it when two people talk at the same time. What?
More people have been wearing masks lately. I wonder if there's was there like a news report saying, "Oh, there's a second wave coming"?
Bruh, it's flu season.
I heard it's flu season.
I think it's more so like since wintertime is when people get more sick. People are probably or at least the people that are worried about it are going to be all like, but what if I catch the coof? What if I'm going to coof myself to death? What if I'm going to start coofing all over everyone else? I don't want to be known as Larry the Coofer.
I heard a rumor about like the new update for the coofs, like a new coof coming up soon.
Oh, damn, they're dropping out some DLC.
This is the worst fucking MMO I've ever played. Give me a ride.
Yeah, the glorious China's dropping a new DLC, man. It's gonna be lit.
All right, well,
if it's going to be the new Chinese Republic Mark II Electric Boogaloo, but not communist this time, I swear, then maybe I would subscribe to it. Unfortunately, I'm kind of tired of all these reboots, dude.
Look, nice. Just take your fucking mare vitamins. That's it. You know, the little Flintstone vitamins. They have some for mares, so you just take some of those, okay? Just take some of those, and you'll survive until like you're 120. Okay, that's all you got to do. Just take.
Make sure you like grind your teeth on those Flintstones gummies.
Like how Maud eats her rocks. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you could try to smoke this shit as well.
That's how you know you have the real vitamins. Is when it's still like in that hard rock format as if it's a fucking file.
Yeah, I make sure that I download my vitamins off of the Pirate Bay so I get them for free, but sometimes they make me feel a little rumbly in my tummy because I probably missed the right files or something, or maybe I downloaded a misleading advertisement.
I still remember when some idiot was like, oh, I don't have enough RAM for my computer. What do I do? And someone just straight look him in the eye. He's like, just download more RAM.
Download more.
Either this guy is like a high-level shit poster, or that guy is incredibly gullible.
As a computer engineer major, that joke hurts me.
I fucking love it.
But I'm sure some people that will like look into that, like, oh, could I download more RAM? Like, there's your fucking Trojan horse scheme right there, man.
Have you ever seen the Wi-Fi hose?
Yeah. Oh yeah, remember the stupid apps that were like, oh, get free Wi-Fi wherever you go, and it used to play like that Skrillex song, like,
Oh god.
It would just be like, oh yeah, you can use your Wi-Fi anywhere, and it's just like, no, that's not how it is. You're downloading a virus, my guy.
I mean, speaking of this, there was actually a video from this channel that I watched about like all the horrible shit people do to cars, and one of them was that a customer said they had bought a little gadget that should be saving them fuel, but it doesn't appear to be affecting the mileage at all. And you know what it was? It was one of those. It was something like called Fuel Saver or something, and it was something that you plug into like the car charger jacks. I'm not fucking kidding.
No.
Yeah, like those
Ah.
those I don't know how those car charger jacks that originally started as like cigarette lighters were supposed to like charge your like save you fuel, but I guess I don't have the 5 bajillion IQ to understand the people that actually bought that bullshit.
Dude, speaking of those like cigarette starters, like, did anyone as a kid accidentally fucking burn the shit out of your finger? With
I
like,
think I may have burnt
Yeah.
the tippy of my fingies
No.
doing that on occasion. Or
I-
maybe I forget how it is. I think it was like in some of those older models of cars where you'd actually have the thing that like you pull out and it kind of has like a little push thing to where I think like you could touch the end of a cigarette to it.
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that was I think that could be a little hot, a little toasty, and I may have done that on occasion. But mostly I just pulled it out and just like, played with it like it was a fucking syringe.
yeah, yeah. I just that random memory just popped in my mind as
What'd you
Driz.
burn yourself on?
The cigarette starter they used to have in cars back then. You remember he just like
Ow.
because okay, I was a little kid. I don't know what the hell it was, so I pressed it. Right, I'm like, oh, cool, a
Uh-huh.
button that like you just press. Because my 5-year-old brain was like, oh, this is just buttons that I'm pressing in the car. It's like every other button, and then it pops out, and I'm like, oh, what? Okay, and like I pull it out, and it's orange, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. And then like I poke it with my index finger, and fucking burn the shit out of myself.
Good job.
We
Why
must suffer in the
me?
name of science.
I mean, you get burned like once with that, you'll never fuck with it again. It's like the stove, right? You fucking fuck with the stove once, it's like, okay, I'm never gonna like burn myself again. I don't think
I mean,
what.
What if-
I mean, even back then, I knew not to fuck with the stove, even when I was like 5. But
Okay, I was under the impression again when I was a little fucking dumbass that blue
Uh-huh.
fire meant that it was cold.
what?
What?
Yeah,
What?
so like blue fire meant it was cold because it's blue.
I mean, this sounds like the logic of like, okay, so the hot Doritos are red and the cool Doritos are blue, so
Well,
it must work for fire too, right?
technically, it does say cool ranch, whatever
Cool
the hell.
Ranch.
Exactly. So
Well, yeah,
chef
Sure,
it
those
isn't
made.
chips
hot
are really
ranch
cold.
because hot
So
ranch
how
is
did you
disgusting.
justify it being able to cook food then?
Well, again, my little peewee sized brain. It's not like the size of a walnut now, but it was a peewee size back then. I thought
Now
it
it's
meant
at least the size of like an avocado, but back then it was probably
yeah.
the size of a chestnut.
Yeah. And I was like, I turned on the fire, saw it was blue, and I was like, oh, that's cold. That's cool. And I went to touch it, and then I burned myself. And then my grandma,
Owie.
and like to top it all off, my great grandma like slapped me across the head, calling me all these
You
like,
dumb fuck.
yeah, but like in
Yeah,
Spanish.
as if being burned enough wasn't enough punishment as
Yeah,
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 fucking
why'd you do
slap
that?
you.
So that was fun. But yeah, those are some random experiences from Wanderer over here. Joined with us tonight. I know we're like fucking 8 minutes in, but who cares? We have Dr. Death. It's been a long time. How are you doing?
Busy as shit. I fucking hate physics.
I fucking hate physics.
Yeah, I want to kill myself.
We have
I
once
kind of
again,
like it, but that's because I enjoy being abused.
Don't follow physics anymore.
the fall of physics. Physics.
I
I
mean,
don't follow physics anymore. I got
yeah,
tired of them.
just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. You don't have
well,
to.
I mean, I had to take it because it's part of my requirement. So
Well, yeah, that's just how it is. If you're like doing anything with hard science, you're eventually going to have to learn your physics. Otherwise, they're going to assume you're stupid and think that you can create a perpetual motion machine.
mhm.
Hold that thought. I'll come back to that. We have Driz. It's also been a while since we've seen you. How are you doing?
I was here last time.
Don't talk about that.
It has been a whole week, yes.
Yeah, it's been a whole
I mean,
week. That internet
I'm-
in internet time, that's like a decade.
Yeah, it's like a bajillion years, and yet people still care about what happened last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I haven't
have-
been here since before that because this is usually on the days that I work.
Oh, don't worry. I'm now like smack dab in the middle when it comes to days off again. Fuck grammar shit. Damn it.
True.
Yeah, I fucking
Are you also
hate
running on
this.
no hours of sleep as well?
Not really. It's just I've been busy doing other shit, but we'll talk about that after. And then we're joined once again by Drunksky. How's it been, Drunksky?
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm banned for like another day and a half because GR rule GR15 got me.
Wait, what did you do?
Just
You just told me.
some shitty thread, and I posted a pony image in it, and some damn Jenny like rather than just deleting the thread and moving on, they banned me for it.
Wait, what was the well, wait, what was the board? What board were you on?
Oh, it was /K.
Oh, okay. You're all thinking like,
Okay.
oh, fuck, oh, shit, oh, okay, yeah, it was K, guys, it was K. Okay, and what thread was it? Like, what were you doing?
I mean, if you posted a deer, everything would have probably been fine.
Yeah,
True,
you,
they'd have
you,
just
you
jacked
post
off
about
and moved
fucking
on.
deer there, but
Oh,
it,
man.
it was just some thread. Just it was the OP was pretty much incomprehensible. Somebody who didn't speak English well.
Okay, so probably like a fucking skinwalker. Cool.
Exactly.
I mean, it's probably just a standard ESL post about guns.
Yeah, but it didn't make much sense. The whole thread.
Americans have the right to bear arms? That's crazy.
Two bear arms. Yeah.
How do
Yes.
Americans turn their arms into bears? Why do they like it so much?
Good question.
I don't know. Go back to sipping your fucking champagne, you commie. Fish, hi. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You doing alright?
Yeah. I'm playing the new Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Oh, yeah, Sonic.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
You like to go
Oh,
fast?
Yeah, they released a new Sonic game.
I mean, you
I
gotta.
completely forgot about that.
You like to go fast, Fish?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a Sonic sweater that you wear when you go walk around the house, run around the house?
No.
Oh, you're not a true Sonic fan.
I am not. I don't think I
However
own
the
a
fuck that
single
song goes.
Sonic the Hedgehog thing besides the games.
You're not
Mm.
rolling around at the speed of sound.
No.
Got
They-
places to go.
LMAO, talk about cringe.
Wow, that's wild. I would have expected
I
at
know.
least something. Oh,
Yeah, like but then again, your name isn't like Sammy Supersonic fan.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't have to have that name to like be autistic about a certain subject.
Well, I am autistic about Sonic. I just haven't gone out of my way to buy any merchandise.
Lovely.
All it
Not
is
even
the-
Rouge. Come on,
He
Will.
hides his power level, but
Oh,
if you want like the deep lore breakdown on it, I guess he could hook you up.
Yeah. Well, all he has is the games and the porn, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
As
cool.
any respectable person would.
Cool.
I mean, when I was in middle school, I changed my profile picture to like a humanized version of Shadow the Hedgehog. So there you
Oh,
go.
God.
No.
Oh no.
I was that one kid in middle school.
I
I
don't
don't-
know. Like if I was autistic enough to have done anything, it would have been a picture of Rouge, if anything.
Face.
It's like she has fat tits. She has fat tits.
Not in the new fucking show. They got rid of him.
No.
Of course they did.
Fish is
Of
course
angry.
they did.
Well,
no.
I mean, if you watch the Japanese version of Sonic X, you know, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's peak.
Oh,
Sonic.
that'll probably be the first thing I own because it's getting like a Blu-ray release or something like that. So I'm probably gonna get that.
That's how it starts. Oh god.
Oh,
Here we
wasn't that
go.
the show that was on Jagex and was like whack and shit?
Yeah, it was JetX.
Jagex is the company that owns RuneScape. It was probably Jadex, the one that had like that weird little metal X dude as their logo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I used to love that channel so much before like Disney bought it, because that was like,
Yeah, that was like the show that had like a bunch of really cool cartoons on it. But
yeah, even
but-
some anime shows too.
I mean,
Or
wasn't Sonic X like pretty anime for like what?
It is an
ostensibly-
anime.
it is an anime.
Like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mhm,
I
it
don't know. I
is.
think Yu-Gi-Oh is Yu-Gi-Oh. There's no other way to classify it.
Oh, like Pokemon. You're gonna be like one of those guys.
No, and also Digimon as well.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Speaking of Digimon, they actually had this old game for Digimon, Digimon World 4. Used to play that with some of my friends all the time. Like we'd
Yeah.
get together on like a GameCube or a Wii,
Yeah,
just like get the controllers and just play the shit out of it.
yeah. I mean,
I need to
also,
see if,
and also like Power Rangers was pretty cool back then as well.
I think there was like this Power Rangers point and click adventure game hybrid thing. I
Mhm.
do not remember what it was, but I think it had a Wild West theme.
You know what?
I
think I know what
I
you're
mean-
talking
What?
about. I think I know what you're talking about. You just
I mean-
you just unleashed a fucking core memory right there.
I mean,
yeah,
for
like,
me,
I remember playing this at like my grandma's house on her computer a long time ago. Whenever I was a little tot.
I mean, for me, like, Time Force up to like SPD was like peak Power Rangers for me.
I barely remember anything about Power Rangers, but I like the red one because my favorite color was red. It still is. I
Makes
like
sense.
the color red.
Everyone's just like quiet, like, huh?
I have
This is
no
a
idea
very
what the
interesting
fuck this
topic.
conversation became.
Dude, I mean, what? I'll say that afterwards.
I mean, like,
what?
I mean,
Huh?
like the 6 members is always like the best one.
Red power, green power, blue power, yellow power. What? Hi.
Yeah, friendship.
Yeah, friendship.
Friendship. Yay.
Did they actually have a White Ranger?
Yeah, a couple,
yeah.
a couple times.
Yes.
Was he allowed to say
Yes.
white power? Or was
White
that like
power.
I don't fucking know, dude.
I mean, Dino Thunder had like a White Ranger, but
Power Rangers.
They say
go!
white power though. That's the thing.
yeah. I mean, like,
that's-
I mean,
the
he
thing
looks
we need
pretty
to go
badass.
back in the archives to see is if they actually said white power with the white Power Ranger.
I mean, it was always kind of funny because, okay, fuck, I'll hold on to that. Smutty, hello, welcome back. You sound also
Hello.
sick.
I'm not sick. This is just my normal voice. It's your favorite mod enjoyer, so of course my voice sounds like this.
Ah, I see.
Mhm.
Very
He's
interesting.
truly taking a page out of Maud's book by having the most emotionless voice possible.
Exactly. I mean, my voice is basically modeled after her because when I like watched the episode, I was barely speaking then. Then after that, I just developed my voice to sound as monotone as possible. So the voice you're hearing right now is basically based off of Mod. So
Very
He
nice.
imprinted on Maud.
exactly.
And lastly, we have Yart. Hi, Yart.
Hey, I'm going to continue hogging the spotlight with my random questions that take us nowhere. Is that okay, Stucky?
No, it's not.
That's too bad. It's gonna happen more anyway, so get used to
We
it.
took like 15 minutes for that intro.
I'm having fun. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Well, the Power Rangers, it was always fun because, like, yeah, every fucking Ranger was always like some stereotype. The fucking Blue Ranger was always like a fucking surfer guy, and the Red Ranger was always like, oh, I ride bikes. Ugh. The Pink Ranger was always a blonde. The Yellow Ranger was
Wasn't the
always
yellow always an
Asian.
Asian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Ranger was always white, and then the White Ranger was always black. So
I mean, that's
Hey,
like my favorite
so
thing.
if that's the case, then the White Ranger can say white power and there'll be no offense,
bro,
right?
I don't even know, but
That's the real high IQ way to play it. It's sort of like Mr. Black and Mr. White from Johnny Test.
Oh, yeah.
jeez. God, that show was so fucking weird. That Flash animation, thank God it died out.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, like, the first season wasn't so bad, but I get you.
I don't know, like the only thing that I strictly remember from it is I forget if it was Mr. Black or Mr. White. They just said, "I blew up Malaysia."
Lovely.
It's just That show would have been a lot funnier if it was just shorts and then less of the stupid sounds. Like it was always those fart noises or the whip crack.
No, it was the whip
The whip sound,
Yeah.
yeah.
More
Yep,
whip
yeah,
crack,
like,
cracking
I
than
think,
an
like,
18th century plantation.
Oh my god.
Welcome to
Wait,
AJ's
didn't we
plantation.
didn't we like do like a calculation on one of these podcasts where I like tried to search the average number of whip cracks per episode of Johnny Test, and then like
probably
did that and then like ran the calculations for what it probably was like.
You probably did. I mean, I just remember it happening like every other like second at that because every time they
Yeah.
looked at something or the camera went somewhere else, it was always a stupid whip crack.
Yeah, but like
stop.
I don't know, like I tolerated the show, but it was mostly because there was nothing else that was on, and it was like the show they put in between, like I don't know, fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender or something you're actually looking forward to watching.
I mean, they would fucking, like, at the weirdest hours, they would just play only Johnny Test for, like, 5 fucking hours straight.
I mean, I guess it was successful in that we remember so much of it because it was the only thing that was on.
Okay,
Yeah, well-
just because something you remember it by doesn't mean it's a good thing or it's successful. I mean, we have the Student 6, we remember them all the time, and
I mean,
do we love them? No, they're shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shut up.
It's
I was
successful at
almost about to
being
forget
stuck
them
in your
until you
memory,
mentioned them, Stucky.
no matter
Thank
how
you.
much you don't want to.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
I almost...
actually, do you guys remember this show?
What
Where
show?
am I posting? Oh, hold on.
Voice chat.
What-
Voice chat.
This?
Mad.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Um,
I mean, it was like that show was like basically Pokemon, but with like magic.
Was it
okay,
one of those?
I don't know if I remember In Circle Entertainment, but
Was it one of those American shows that was trying to be like anime?
also, why do these old cartoons
Actually,
have such good
I
intro
heard.
themes?
Well, I heard the studio was actually from Canada.
Man, it just
Ah,
opens with an ass
so
shot. That's
close
awesome.
enough.
Yeah.
Because I know like a lot of cartoons from like the 90s and like early 2000s were like trying to be like anime. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like they had
I
such
mean, like-
good fucking soundtracks, especially like during the
It
intro.
does. It does, especially because I like the show because it's just like the opening theme was just so catchy, like you know, with like the harmonic guitars and all that, and then afterwards, like the endless the song which just goes like the tempo will pick up pace really quick and just like that.
It's a montage of like all the like the characters or important
Yeah.
scenes that either
Why
have
did you
happened
decide,
or will
Dres, why did you
happen.
decide to show us this creature's ass again?
Because he's a fucking scaly, bro, and that he saw the dragon and took the
It just
opportunity.
opens up with an Undertale shot, bro. That's awesome.
I
Now
think
you
my
have his
audience
attention.
decided.
Now you have his attention. Now he's
I
gonna
gotta
watch.
watch this show.
You know,
I
looking
think-
at this, it kind of reminds me of Heroescape, like for some reason, like with all like the varied terrain and shit.
Yeah. I think
Oh my
I
God.
think all the episodes are on YouTube for free. So I think
Good as it should be.
I
yeah.
don't know why, but the animation of the boy standing up out of the book just it's so good.
Does it scare you?
It's so scary.
Yeah.
It's so good that it scares me.
Yeah, 'cause remember-
man.
Yeah, because I remember about the show is like some episodes like are actually really educational too because they talk about like biology, history. I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you
like-
learning things?
You
Yeah, I'm learning.
things?
I'm learning what like the main heroes beat the bad guy, save the day type of thing. So
These shows, as Yart says, always have like openings that just slap. Fucking like, Transformers, robots in disguise. Like I'm just.
do you guys?
What?
Shit,
I don't
you
think
guys?
I don't think I watched the Transformers cartoons as a kid, but I remember playing a flash game where you were trying to guard your energy cubes because like robot hobos were coming in to rob it, like they were stripping copper out of a building.
Lovely.
That's one way to fucking look at it.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Chaotic?
It sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
I
Never
remember
heard of
what
this
was it,
other show.
Thundercats, but I only watched like a couple
Oh,
episodes.
I
but
remember
then-
Thundercats.
And there was SWAT
Thundercats.
Cats, the
SWAT
one where they were
Cats?
like flying around in the plane.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that one. I watched that
just
shit all the time back then. Like I watched,
That was
remember like
that was a
watching
pretty
like
cool
every episode
cartoon.
like
Like
as
it
a
was pretty
kid.
badass. I think it
Yeah.
sparked my love of basically any melodramatic plane themed show or game. I mean, I've developed a crippling Ace Combat addiction for a reason.
Right.
that's like the old version of fuck. What was that show called? The one with the dude who it was like a fat dude who had a mecha, but it was like the car on top. Damn it!
Oh, I know. Big S XLR.
There you go. The fucking show that got canceled. Like so many of those back then that were pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Because as a kid, I always wanted to pilot a giant robot, and I love giant robots as a kid. I still do, but like that shit was slaps though. Like, why the fuck did I cancel it?
It was that show. They canceled Symbiotic Titan. They canceled. Oh, remember Bobo 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 Bobo?
Yes, I do.
Dude, they.
Oh
I was
damn, I forgot how much the SWAT Cats theme song fucking slaps too.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
I,
aged
kn-
well,
I know I know
honestly.
one of the clips that's most often passed around from it, or at least I'm pretty sure that's passed around from it, is that wait a minute, you're not a girl, you're a boy, a cat boy.
Whoa,
Lovely.
whoa! They were so ahead of their
Oh.
time. They were so ahead of their time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was the case. That could have been an entirely different cartoon, or maybe I'm just like
Frankly,
citing my crack pipe as a source.
I'm just glad this show happened in the 90s because I feel like if it happened today, the fucking furries would just taint it so badly.
Didn't do it then.
They probably didn't.
Because they weren't as fucking degenerate as they are now.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, they weren't as publicly degenerate as they are now.
Yeah,
yeah,
it-
that's a safe way to put it.
The communities were a bit more isolated than they are now because, like, especially in this day of it, much more easily accessible instant information transfer, that you can more easily see all the horrible shit that happens anywhere.
Yeah, if Swatcast came out today, there would be like 1,000 fucking images of porn within a month, probably.
You know what? You're right.
I'm-
This
I'm-
is the nostalgia CO cast. We'll roll with it for a while, and then we'll like jump around like we normally do.
Hi,
God
Kyle.
damn
I'm
it,
just
I wanna
gonna
fuck-
say that all the
Alright.
cartoons you're watching now are shit.
Dude, okay. Does anyone remember the? I'm pretty sure you guys remember, like, but the original animated Spider-Man, Batman, the '90s ones by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I remember there was like a Batman Beyond, and then there was like a
Oh
that's
yes,
great.
there was
one's good.
also like the Batman cartoon that had that version of Harley Quinn that was like red, white, and black.
Oh, the actual Harley Quinn, not like what we have now. I will die on that
Yeah.
hill. I will die on that
Whoa.
hill.
I will also
How do
say
you
that
really
Harley
feel?
Quinn was sexier too.
How do I really feel? I feel angry that they kill their character off. Anger. Oh, you're gonna feel the wrath of my green text post. But
Anger.
I'm glad I grew up with those cartoons because my uncle, he was in college at the time, and all he would do was record those, and I would, when we go over to visit him, I would watch them. The X-Men also, the one that goes, dude, that one's so fucking good.
Honestly, I much prefer X-Men Evolution only because Logan's more like he's more like he accidentally becomes like the dad of the whole group, and actually gives like genuine advice to like the young mutants and all that.
Power.
Is Evolutions the one where like they change all their colors on their costumes? Like Wolverine doesn't have the bright ass yellow and blue one. He has
Yeah.
the orange and black or something.
Yeah, and also Rogue in that version is best Rogue. She's like a Southern Texan goth GF. So
You love to see it.
yeah.
What was that one chick that used to be able to like shoot fireworks out? What was her name? She had like those cyberpunk goggles in like a bright yellow jacket. Was it Jubilee? No. I don't know. I forget. But I think that was always like a cool power, like just shooting out fireworks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What else? There's other cartoons we can think about. Let's see.
Spectacular Spider-Man was also pretty good.
What?
The Spectacular Spider-Man was like
Oh, but
also.
that's more like later though. That's like mid 2000s. Or well, not even mid. No, that's like 2012, 2013. Cuz I know he like they did like a crossover with Deadpool a couple times.
No, it's because they were gonna do like a second season until like Disney bought Marvel at that time in 2009, I believe.
Did they used to have fuck, what was the channel? There was a channel before they got bought out that would actually like show these older cartoons all the time. Like they had one of like Iron
Oh,
Man.
Boomerang.
Not Boomerang. It was like
Okay.
these specific superhero shows, but like it was one with Iron Man. Like he actually would fight the Mandarin like constantly because I guess he was like the main villain in that show. Oh, fuck.
Instead of like getting completely fucking destroyed in that second movie.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Or there's also you remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, the older one, the one that like it was all like fucked up. They did all those experiments on people and shit, and they like found the underground city and like all those monsters and stuff.
Shit.
pretty
This was probably a long time ago, but I think I remember that.
It used to be like
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
What else? Dude, they all these songs are just coming back to me. Like the Transformer one too. There was another one that was like also during like the early 2000s that not just showed the stuff going on Earth, but it was also like the war also going on in Cybertron. I always thought that was pretty cool because
Was it the Transformer Armada or something like that?
I don't remember. All I know is that it was like the older animation, like not the old one with the freaking fuck, what was it when Hot Rod becomes like another Prime and like Optimus dies. What's his name?
I mean, the only thing I remember about like wars on Cybertron and shit is like whenever Unicron shows up out of nowhere and he's like, "For a time, I will let your Cybertron live, but you will witness its dismemberment," and he just starts fucking slapping the shit out of it.
Dude, he always has to war them, does he? Oh, now everyone gets quiet. All right, okay.
Lovely.
What?
Transformers.
Yeah.
But like,
This is so quiet.
there you go. The 1980s cartoon. That's not the one I'm talking about. But there was a one where it takes place. Yeah. Wow, they have a full movie on YouTube. That's pretty cool. It's pretty grim too. Pretty grim dark. It's the one where like they throw out the injured Decepticons into space just to like freeze to death.
Yeah, honestly,
Didn't know
like
Transformers could freeze to death.
honestly, like the 80s and 90s like shows and movies are way like too damn like grim dark, which is I love the medium back then. From that era specifically.
It's kind of like MLP. MLP back then was also like they had comical villains that were like over the top, but it just worked. It just worked.
That's just something that probably wouldn't work right now because I guess things changed.
The Touch. I think that's what the song is called. Hold on to me. Oh,
Is
thanks.
this the magic touch that makes everything better?
Probably. Isn't that like a serial fucking... Oh yeah, it is this song.
What is it, a song for cereal?
No, it's a song for the Transformers. You got the touch!
Oh,
you got the power! And like it's just, you know, the classic at the end of the movie, there's like the montage, the superhero powers up, kills the main bad guy type of thing. But yeah, these are the interesting stuff, and I would hope that we can kind of go back. Because the only show that sort of dipped their foot in that water, recently at least, would be Adventure Time.
I like what
I haven't seen that show.
You
I don't
mean
remember.
before it became just a massive shipping fest?
Yeah, because
Okay.
dude, I still don't understand the war that happened, right? Because they never really explained it. And then
I mean, wasn't there a war between the dogs and the unicorn things
dude,
or rainbow corns,
I
whatever the
don't
fuck they're
know.
called?
It's the one that wiped out the humans, but it left these weird like creatures behind that look humanoid, but they're not. But
I'm
that's like
so
the
glad I stopped watching that show before it just became fucking Tumblr Fest, honestly.
yeah, it kind of fizzled out towards the end. It kind of calmed down a bit, but I just that was probably the best arc was the Marceline and Ice King just trying to figure out their past and all that. But that's the only show I can really think about like nowadays that dipped their foot in that, water of grimdark. I mean, Avatar had its moments, but even that's doesn't really compare. Did anyone
I
die
think
on?
a lot of it has to do with they're not allowed to.
Did
If they wanted
what?
to
Did
show
anyone die on Avatar? Was that your question?
certain channels.
No, that's a dumb question because people did die. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people died.
Yeah.
Well,
They
okay. Is it they're allowed because of the network, or it's because of what do you think? Because this kind of leads on to the other question that I'm gonna ask. But like, what do you think is holding these people behind to making such a great show? Like, what do you think it is?
I
Networks?
think it's because that a lot of things are designed by committee. Because like that's probably the most reasonable viewpoint is that corporate committees like design a bunch of shit they don't actually have any real passion because they don't really need passion to run a boardroom successfully. You look at the numbers, see what looks like it makes money, and throw the dice and hope it makes money. And if it doesn't make money, hire a bunch of data analysts and say, "You find out why not make money. Make me more money now."
Cape Heroes are up 18% in the 10 to 15 market, so we're gonna have to go ahead and push this show
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, I mean, like they don't. Yeah, because like these big businesses are way too afraid to like take risk of just going like, maybe just a tiny little bit of edge, but here and there, but make it, but still like, I don't know, like like you said, like Avatar is like one of the great examples of like writing like a mature story that doesn't really insult like your audience,
That isn't
Ironically,
like
playing it
it
safe
isn't
is
like
killing them
lording
off.
over the idea that it's too mature for you. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the shows that are like, you cannot grasp the deeper meaning behind this plot because you're just too fucking stupid for it.
Yeah, I mean that's what pretty much like why I really love like Batman Beyond, because it was like for kids, but it was also like kind of dark, like, and
Yeah, like
meaningful.
if you were to sit down and think about it, in between sipping your wild cherry Capri Sun, you'd be like, "Oh goodness me, that's pretty messed up, bro." Sip.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I just think that it'd be a nice palate cleanser to go back to that, because they're always saying, "Oh,
Having shows that don't insult your fucking intelligence. When you watch it.
yeah," because that's just something I noticed about like MLP. Kind of in the beginning, it was just done right, in my opinion. And I don't mean to like look at this with my rose tinted glasses or anything like that, because that's one of the shows that I grew up on, but it just felt like the first, I would say, 3 seasons, and then maybe a little bit of season 4, and then of course sprinkled as we go on, but not really much. They were trying to tell a story, and it was just keeping it so simple. It's like, look, there's these really bad things, and if you don't work with others, you're not going to win.
You'll die.
You die. You die. It was that simple, but they lost the formula. Like I don't know what caused it.
Secret formula.
The secret ingredient to the
Something new
Well, I
writers
mean,
come
at
in.
least
start changing
the
that.
film was pretty good. At least the film did pretty good though.
What film?
Oh, the MLP
Which one?
movie.
Yeah, with 2017.
I like the
alright,
animation. The movie was alright. I think the pacing was just a little too quick, but I mean, what can you do in like an hour and 20 minutes?
10 out of
Yeah.
10. It was okay.
I mean, at least we got
art
see a
style
pone
was
out of
very
that,
good.
so a 1 out of 2 isn't bad at all.
Well, Arcel came back for that one special, the Rainbow Road Trip. There you go. That was
The
pretty
one I
good.
completely forgot about that I didn't even
Yeah,
know
didn't
existed until this
didn't we
one
get
thread bar up a week ago.
didn't we get Kerfuffle from Rainbow Road Trip?
Yep.
Really? Shit.
Yep.
I didn't know
Yay,
that.
Kerfuffle!
You got all the ponies saying, "Don't you know?" because of that.
Oh yeah, the fucking
Don't ya
Minnesota
know?
mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's up there. She's up there freezing her little butt off, drinking her Tim Hortons and whatnot.
Fucking Tim Hortons.
Yes, I did know.
Yes, I did know. That'll probably like break her mind if you actually say that.
Don't you know? Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did know that. Thank
I
you
was
for
the first one that knew.
Yes, I did know
invented it.
about it.
He knows about it because he invented it. Come on, I'm throwing
Yeah,
you a bone here.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
just
yeah,
hear like
freaking
the dial-up modem noises in her head as she just tries to comprehend that you just answered her question.
Yeah, but I mean that's the question that kind of leads to it, right? Like, what do you think, in your humble opinion? And I'll start from the bottom and then we'll go up. What do you think is the point where the show like lost its way? Is it a specific scene, an entire season, or maybe the introduction of an unnecessary character? You know, it could be anything because this is just your opinion. So we'll start off. Yart, what do you think was that point? I like
It's
to
been a
laugh,
hot.
and he just laughs.
Starts laughing.
Yeah, because he's like, I got a list. I got a list. It's right here. I got it. All right, Yard, tell
Good
me.
show.
It's been a hot minute since I've remembered any of this shit, but I think like what was it whenever they were starting to like I think like I remember a lot of people saying that what was it, that Rainbow Crash episode or something like that? Like sometime around then people probably were saying that it was going downhill. I guess it's a matter of perception.
Why was that,
But
though?
I'm not sure. I guess it's just like I don't know, man. My head's like full of Jello spaghetti, and I'm running off of 0 hours of sleep. So
Damn.
my thoughts are kind of jumbled, but I think it's like sort of like the Flanderization of character.
Right.
Like a lot of the characters don't even act like they used to, and completely ignored all the lessons they've learned.
That
See,
makes sense.
That just seems to be something that increasingly happens going forward, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I heard as they were running out of the actual like writers that were involved like from way back then, that they would just leave notes for the people that would come in because they're not gonna fucking research their characters. They don't have that passion for it. So what ended up happening was that they were just making caricatures out of the characters that you came to love. So that explains why Pinkie Pie went like off the rails. You know, oh, you Pinkie Pie, you're so random. Like, you know, there was those moments, sure, but you know, it was happening at least like 10 times in one episode. You're just like, oh fuck, like.
I think there was at some point, like an official like character guide, like note sheet got leaked,
Oh
like
no.
telling all these like short-term writers, it's like this is Twilight Sparkle. She is you know very
Rich.
bookwormy, like basic stuff like that. Like
I'm
just
surprised they didn't like just include notes about like where their current development was and tell them to build off of there, but I guess they just couldn't be bothered to do that.
Yeah, like some episode references would be nice. You think that people that are on the team would watch a few or something? Because
How hard would it be to watch the whole series?
No, I'm not saying the whole thing. You know, I get
Yeah,
it. It's
watch it all. It's like a week.
Ugh.
Do it.
They're
Just
not
send them
gonna-
home. Watch the fucking show. Come back to work next week.
You have a week, and this is your exam. If you don't watch the show, we will know.
We're gonna ask you random shit, and if you can't answer our questions, you're just not getting the job, bro.
Yeah, because like
you know what? That's based.
Piggybacking off of all that, it's like I think it was like sometime during the friendship school episodes where Twilight was trying to go by the book that she had, and like it's completely against what she learned all the way back in like what season 1 or something, where like
Yeah, season one.
you can't learn about friendship in a book. You actually have to make friends.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just
How fucking hard is it to understand the material that you're gonna go work on?
communication. What's that? I'm just going
It's
to.
like
What's that?
Yeah.
it's
I'm
like the
just.
Can't
bare
learn
minimum that
friendship in a
anybody
book,
should be doing.
Twilight.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
what
can learn it in the school for the books, apparently.
With Driz, go. Sorry.
What?
Oh, I thought I was ruining your tangent there.
Nah, that was the end of it.
Okay. Smutty. Oh, I already know your answer, but you know what? Tell us what was the moment where you think the show lost its way.
All right, all right. A lot of people say that season three was like when the show lost its way, but that's really on the board, and those are like the elitists. I thought season three was okay personally. I mean, the Twilight Corn could have been done a lot better, and Sombra could have been handled better. But he, oh boy, that's nothing compared to how he was in season nine. So looking back, it wasn't that bad. But like, I think it was gradual because in season four, the cracks were starting to show. Like for example, with the Pinky thing, she was starting to become like a caricature of her character if you like pay attention because there were these like moments where she would act like very childish if you remember correctly. And you could even argue by like season fucking two that was like kind of like there was some crack showing because I mean Discord is like basically the most powerful like villain in all of MLP if you really think about it for a second. So all of the villains that come afterwards are basically like
Nothing.
underpowered compared to him.
Yeah.
So they have
what
to like
time
really like yeah,
that
they have to
like
like really
demon?
like artificially like bump up the fucking threat level to like, really bump up like the I guess the cost of losing and all that. And that's why you got like the fucking treehouse exploding at the end of season four because that's them trying to like artificially like bump up the threat level because they realized, oh shit, we just wasted the best villain on season two and now he's reformed. Um, let's have Tyrek conquer all of Equestria, steal all their magic, and let's have him steal the Alicorn's magic. And what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, let's have him blow up the treehouse. There we go.
Rest in peace, Treeberry. We'll
and
never
then you go,
forget you.
and then you go to fucking
Not
season
much goes
five,
that way.
and then you go to season five, and this is where Glimmer gets introduced. And I didn't have a problem with Glimmer. I thought she was a decent villain. And then the end happened with season five, and that absolutely retarded fucking backstory. My best friend fucking left me at magic school, so that's why I became a fucking Jonestown S commune.
Yeah, don't mind the fact that I've decided to instate my own Khmer Rouge down here. We just need to remove cutie marks and return to a cutie markless society.
Yeah, and also the fact that she probably caused the deaths and suffering of countless ponies in different timelines, that as well. But people seem to forget that whenever they simp for her, you know. And instead of like, despite basically causing, when you really think about it, she caused the most destruction out of any of the villains of the series when you really take in consideration the multiple timeline thing. But despite that, she just gets easily redeemed, and then they just force her down everyone's throat in the next seasons. Yeah. If you want my honest opinion, I think what should have happened was at the end of the season, she basically gets stuck in the endless time loop of no fault of her own. But that's just my opinion. I think that would have been a better ending for her.
That would have been
Um,
pretty memorable.
yeah, but then she gets forced down everyone's throat. She gets put in these positions which could have been used for older characters that weren't getting any screen time by this point, like Shirley, etc. Uh, and it just got increasingly bad. There's the fucking shit with Chrysalis, even though that could have been better used for Cadence, since Cadence wasn't getting that much screen time at that point. And it was just increasingly getting more and more shit. And then you get to the you know, student six, and that's when it really hit downhill. But that's basically like the summary of it. And then season nine was just like the ultimate cherry on top of the shit Sunday. That's where it really just went downhill. But there you go. Good enough
Yeah.
for you, Stucky?
Yeah. Nah, you gave me some like other things to think about. Going back to the whole character thing. I think it would have been a really nice idea, right? To have the map thing. I didn't really mind it. The whole like, oh, the friendship map. But I think it would have been a lot better and I think it
Mhm.
would have had more of an impact if they had those like side characters that they did work with like early on in the show come back and help. You know,
Yeah,
like maybe Shirley, she teaches like mainly fillies and colts, maybe a little bit younger. It would have been interesting if they brought her along to go meet Kieran for her to like teach them how to talk again. You
yeah,
know, that would have been
exactly.
interesting.
Yeah, because once the fucking CMC get their cutie marks, like Cheerly in her school becomes basically irrelevant. You barely see them again after that.
Yeah, and it's
Hell, you
just
never fucking see Diamond Tiara and like Silver Suit again. I think that's like their last episode, I believe. You never see
no.
them again after that.
You
Is it
see, you see them again when
in the background?
no, they fuck. What was that episode where like she finds out her parents are actually pretty bad, and she's like, "Oh my god, I was only a bully because I wanted like attention and recognition."
So one episode, right?
Pretty much an episode
Yeah,
or two.
that's not. But
But
go on,
but
continue.
but yeah, no, I would have appreciated. I'm sure a lot more fans would have appreciated had like we seen more adventures because that the whole like sister adventure with Celestia and Luna was just not even that good. They broke their character so much, and it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Also, the whole Princess Blue Blood thing, even though he's supposed to be like this, like very high-ranking member of the nobility in Equestria, and he only gets like 2 episodes, and we never hear from him again. That as
Yeah,
well.
it's just it should have like took notes from the older shows, even hell,
Yeah.
even G3. They should have taken notes from those and like realized that, we have all these characters, and sure, we've added some character development for some of them, but others are just these blank slates that we can develop as time goes on. Because I will admit that I have been watching a little bit of G3 here and there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a little weird at times and a little, brain rotty, but it has its
Mhm.
moments. It does have its moments. But yeah, I think
But
I
yeah, it
think
was kind of just the go on. Oh, you finish actually.
yeah, no, I was just saying like they had so much characters, all these unique designs and all that. Would have been cool to see like one of those ponies come back. But
Yeah, but instead they just make brand new ponies just for a specific role for one episode, and then never use them again. Like, all right, cool.
yep.
But yeah, it was kind of just a gradual thing. I mean, you could, like I said with the Discord thing, you could argue it started back all the way in season 2 in terms of them trying to artificially bump up the threat level with their villains because they basically blew their load early with Discord. I personally thought he shouldn't have been redeemed. I think he should have been like the final boss, in my opinion. But they didn't do that.
Deeming him was a huge mistake, but I
Yeah.
don't know if he should have been the final boss, but he was way better as a villain than as whatever he became. Which
What I would have
I don't even
preferred
want to
is
call him an ally because he fucks things up so much that
yeah. What I would have done is I would have had him at the end of the season 2 premiere where he gets he only lost because he was like cocky. He wasn't taking it seriously. So what I would have done is he barely escapes. He's very damaged, but he escapes. And throughout the next seasons, he's slowly gaining his strength up, and he's slowly taunting the main six more and more until the final season where he finally comes back and he's not playing around this time. That's what I would have done, but writers aren't smart enough for that, so they didn't do that.
Well, I remember at was it BurningCon 2019? The original idea, if I remember this correctly, the original idea for Discord was that he was supposed to come out a little bit, later in the show.
Okay,
There was going to be basically like the opposites of the elements of harmony. There's going to be like the elements of discord, and Trixie was supposed to be one of those elements. And then like as the show goes
interesting.
on, there was supposed to be more and more villains, and then it leads up to discord. So I think
So
that would have been
so
a better
so like a
spin-off.
mega trio villain, right? Of like season 9, right? Basically.
Yeah, except instead of having just a trio, like there was the other elements of Discord. Maybe they could have been more. That would have been more appropriate for them to be reformed, since a lot of them. I guess the idea is for them, like they were just ponies that lost their way, but I would have seen it more appropriate for that.
Maybe
Um,
Starlight could have been one of them. That would have actually maybe been a better decision for a character.
I don't think they were thinking that far ahead, but I know for sure like Trixie was supposed to be an element of Discord. But yeah, I kind
Interesting.
of agree with you. And I mean, at the same time, too, and I could be remembering this wrong, so maybe you guys can help me out here. But didn't Lauren want to like finish the show within like 3 to 4 seasons?
I think the
Maybe.
original plan was it was going to be like just the 3 seasons or so.
Hmm. Which I think it probably would have worked out like that. Maybe that's, first season they dealt with all pretty much. I would say they deal with the same issues, same problems, but season 2 they start encountering the elements of discord. Season 3, season 2 they start dealing with them, right? And then like as time goes on, like Twilight and her friends get stronger, and then like each element of discord is just slightly stronger than the other one, so they have to like get better. And then by season 3, when they face the final boss being discord, I think that would have been more appropriate, like Twilight becoming an alicorn at that moment and just
Right.
defeating discord. But that's just me. I mean, that would
Yeah.
have been a cool
I mean,
Thing
that-
is, I think 3 seasons would be a bit too short, just because I think there were some there were good episodes in later seasons, and most of them I'd say. So I think 9 was too many, but I think 3 would be, I don't know,
Maybe
would
6
be
seasons.
missing out on some of the good stuff we got.
Well,
maybe 5.
6
I-
seasons, maybe.
yeah, I think 5 may have been the magic number. Because this kind of is what the question is, which is like, what creative decisions would you have retconned? That's kind of like what they were talking about, and well, not in this thread particularly, but those are kind of the ideas that I was thinking about. So like Fish, what would you change if you had the decision to make the show better or just slightly improve it or whatever? Like what would you change?
I guess the main thing I would change is I would make the Nightmare Moon episode like the season 1 finale,
Hmm.
Maybe.
and then
That sounds
the entirety
decent.
of season 1 would be Twilight getting Ponyville ready for the summer celebration in like a month or something.
Huh.
And then she slowly grows to, like the ponies of Ponyville more and more throughout the season. And then the final Nightmare Moon is when she's like, yeah, these ponies are my friends, instead of just like a day.
That works. Yeah, that works because then like for her that gives her a reason for her to like keep fighting and trying to get stronger.
Yeah.
He gives her anime protagonist backstory.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to that?
And then maybe like season 2 probably would be like, I don't know what the opening would be, but the end would probably be like Discord, and then season 2 is her getting used to having a lot of friends, and the the trouble that can bring sometimes, and how you don't always agree with friends, and that kind of stuff would be like season's 2 theme.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then that's it.
Okay. What about you, Drunksky? I know you mentioned a couple ideas, but do you have any more?
Yeah, well, going back to criticisms, I think one of the problems is they seem to have like, I think they grew a bit too Twilight centric in later seasons.
That's what I was gonna like bring up as well. I didn't like how Twilight just became the main character besides Glimmer in the later seasons instead of like them all being like equal. Without them, she's basically nothing. She's a powerful Alicorn, but she's still nothing. And in the later seasons, it basically became just the Twilight show and the Glimmer show,
Yeah,
basically.
the other elements of harmony don't seem all that important later on. Like, and the princesses become less important too. Even before season 9, they seem. I mean, Celestia had quite a track record of stupid decisions, especially with like the whole Tyrek thing.
Yeah, let's leave the window open of fucking Twilight there, even though we're supposed not to, tell them there's another Alicorn. Good idea.
It's just yeah, they could have done a lot better by keeping a focus on the other elements of our harmony also being important.
Mhm.
And the princesses being important too. But back for ideas, did we discuss that originally there was that alternative idea for like season 9 where like the Discord and the princesses were like I say I'd have to look up the details for it again, but like
You mean the one where they're gonna like ascend, quote unquote?
yeah,
Like,
they were like
yeah.
ascending, which I don't know, I guess kind of be like them dying, but
And I brought up how it would have been a good idea to maybe justify the return of Nightmare Moon because Luna just got back. She's only been back for like a few years at most, and now she's gotta like go away. And how she would basically
yeah.
be like, "Fuck no, I'm not going away. I just got here."
Yeah, on one hand, I think the idea has some those like the concept has some potential. On the other, I don't like the whole. I don't like the ending if it comes to pass where like they all ascend or whatever. Because I think the two princesses, I think they should be kind of central to Equestria. Uh,
I remember someone making the idea in the thread that Celestia ascends, but Luna stays behind to mentor Twilight. She becomes the princess. I thought that was a decent idea.
yeah, Luna felt, and I'm not just saying this because I'm Luna fag, but Luna always felt very underutilized to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you know that you could have probably worked or temporary return of Nightmare Moon in at some point in the story,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, because like Princess Luna had like a lot of potential, like being useful for like multiple times in the show.
yeah, and you know Celestia's quite a few times. Like I think it was season 3 where Luna volunteers to go to the Crystal Empire to do some stuff, and Celestia's like, no, Twilight has to do it because Twilight's my lover, etc., etc.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that covers my disconjoined thoughts for
Holy
the
shit! I
moment.
just realized something. Luna versus Sombra. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, honestly.
I remember there being some fan animations of it where like I guess it was trying to explain the how the Crystal Empire disappeared.
Yeah. The
Well,
Princess of
Yeah.
the Night versus the King of Shadows. Doesn't sound like a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah.
well,
What's there?
it just would have been a better idea overall having them be utilized a lot more. You know, that's something a lot of people really wish that
Yeah.
would have happened. Is the freaking oh yeah, the demigods get used a little bit more rather than like we send them a
What's
letter, which even then was like forgotten over time. Like, oh, we're not gonna send them letters anymore. Okay.
wasn't there like a powerful like unicorn that controls time or something or
Star
constellation or
Glimmer?
constellation or a constellation?
Star Swirl the Bearded.
You talking about the
What's it?
Nightmare Pony? The
Would you say?
Star Swirl the Bearded. That one. I think he controlled
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
and go on, let me finish actually.
yeah, what if could have like helped teach Twilight how to control her magic or something like that?
I just would have appreciated it a lot more had you know they learned under some type of character that has all these powers rather than just like, oh, I read a book and now I'm good now. Like, I think that's just kind of lame.
The only
And
learning they do is
You know, you
usually
know,
long
you
finish.
know. Sorry.
Read it at my local library.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what would have been be a great twist is like you get like a season finale episode where like Celeste gets corrupted by dark magic and just becomes evil, like as a twist, like and then like Twilight doesn't want her Celestia because she's like her mentor and all that, but in a way it would teach Twilight to like surpass the mentor, surpass the master.
You gotta beat the master.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, the only learning they do is usually done by Glimmer, ironically. It's like, ooh, Glimmer knows all this shit. She knows all this magic that Twilight doesn't. She's so smart. She's the best character ever. Everyone love her, please. Please. Please.
That's just such a bad
wow, Glimmer.
trope, dude. That's just such a bad trope when this character comes out of nowhere and just knows like everything. Like I'm okay with like overpowered characters here and there, but they have to learn it from someone, and they're always saying, "Oh, Twilight is like the perfect magic user. She's stronger than Celestia. This and that." But it's just like
Mhm.
That's
thing
cool.
is,
That's cool and all, but I don't want another like Legend of Korra thing where it's like, oh, I'm the Avatar, you have to deal with it, and it's like,
Yeah.
the
I'm
thing
already
is,
all this strong.
with
Sorry.
these like very overpowered characters in media, what they tend to do, they tend to like limit their screen time when when they show up. Oh shit, shit's about to get real. But having this very OP character come up every episode just does not work at all.
Well, no one's arguing for that. I'm just saying, like, and another thing too, before I go on, like something to counter that is just have less of them, so then they're a rarity, haha, when it
Jedi.
comes to the show. Thank you. Um, so yeah, so Discord, it's like, Discord is the all powerful chaos god, and like each of his elements of Discord, yeah, they're strong, but they're not as strong as him. And
Yeah.
what happens when they fail? He takes away their powers or whatever. Like it could be things like that where it's like
I mean,
he gives them a little boon of power, right? He sends them off to go do their thing, but of course, being a show, the good guys always win.
yeah.
Either they come back and they get their powers taken away from them again, or they get reformed, and later on in the show they help him out and do that kind of stuff. But
having Discord to like pretend to like be like a reformed guy, and then just like while secretly like learning each of like the six elements of harmony's weaknesses would have been like a great payoff to do so.
I
As a-
mean, because he
I mean,
fucking basically betrays them twice. They might as well have gone all the way with one of them.
yeah. Like he mixes, he creates his own team of like six elements of like of chaos, and then just like have them like just basically teach them like the ropes and all that, while at the same time he basically like spies on the elements of harmony. So you
One
know uh,
thing, one issue I kind of see with Discord is like, does he really have any end goal other than just generally causing chaos? I mean, does he express that much of a desire to just rule over anything? He just seems to kind of be an asshole that wants to,
There's this
like,
one. Go on, let me finish.
to use a Warhammer comparison, he's like Zinch without any sort of planning. He just wants to just cause change and chaos, but I don't see a grand scheme to it. I
Okay.
just
Well,
or maybe
there is.
There's
Alright.
this
He's
Joker.
just he's the
Uh,
embodiment of chaos. He's just he doesn't have a big reason to do it. That's just what he is.
there's this one
I mean, that's pretty
really
much,
good.
It's like the tree of harmony doesn't have a reason to bring harmony to the land. That's just what it is.
There's
or
this
maybe
one really like good fanfic though that kind of explains Discord's power. It's called Rod, and it's basically that he's basically the balance, the harmony. He's the chaos, and he explains to Twilight that without chaos, basically, like the universe would be fucked. There would be no creation because chaos creates creation. And he then brings up the fact that a part of his power is where he gets like all this ungodly power is rot, basically everything decaying around him, and that's why he's insane because he basically sees every living thing slowly decay, like over time. He sees the molecules, their like cells slowly die over time, and that's why, and that like explains his insanity. And I think that's a really good idea, honestly, for a fanfic, for his to explain his insanity personally.
Somebody
Yeah,
is a TG
that-
fan right there. Let me just cut in real quick because Drunksky said something. Let's go /TG real quick. Um, the
I can post
Chaos
this fanfic, by the way, just wait.
Gods. Yeah, go ahead. Actually, that does sound pretty interesting. But like the whole thing about the Chaos Gods in Warhammer, whether if it's fantasy or 40k, it's not just because they do it to do it. There's this great game that they play, and it kind of like all of them have their own thing. Obviously what Smutty over here was talking about sounds like this person was really into.
There you go.
Sounds like this person could possibly be into. I wouldn't say really into, but could possibly be really into. Nurgle, because that's the whole point of Nurgle, is he is the god of death and decay. Everything dies, everything breaks down. So it's like eventually they come to him, but in order to bargain to stay alive forever, they often offer their souls, and then they get like a gift, which is, they turn into monstrosities, because
Yeah,
of
and
that.
that's what Twilight was like very curious. So you like ask him like, okay, how you get all this power from? And he's like, do you really want it? Because once you get this power, you're gonna go fucking mad like me. And she says yeah, and then she basically just sees everything rot around her, and she goes
Hmm.
fucking mad by the end of the story. It's really good, honestly. It's actually a really good idea. Obviously, they couldn't. Obviously, I'm pretty sure the show probably couldn't, incorporate such a fucking grim idea like this. But if they did like a softer like version of this idea, I think it could really like fit his character perfectly. But that's just me.
Well, like chaos and accidents are gonna forever exist. Like even it
Yeah,
happens in our world, I'm sure it happens in their world, and there has to be a balance. For a perfect day, there's gonna be a rainy day.
right.
And it's for them too. Like they're making their cookies and they fucking burn them. Like, oh, that's a bad day. It causes chaos because we don't have cookies for the next couple hours, and now we can't sell them, and now everyone's mad, and da da da, and then Discord can feed off of that.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just something like that where it's just bad thing. It doesn't even have to be bad things. It just happens. Somebody dropped the cup and like it breaks, and it's like, oh well, shit, now it inconvenienced me, and he draws power from that. Like it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
always something horrible, something bad, but this
Yeah.
does take it up the ante though.
Or maybe like you guys said, like this score like could just say like his end goal like as a season finale or a series finale would have been like to progress like or help like the ponies evolve as a whole really.
What about this? I'm just tossing this idea out. Celestia and Luna, but more Celestia. What if she was like Harmony, right? This could have been like, and I'm just spitballing this, if we were to change things. Like, not just the goddess of the sun, but she's like the embodiment of harmony. Because before, as we know in the show, like, she was able to use the elements of harmony just without, having to have the freaking prerequisites. Like, she was just able to use it.
Mhm.
But what if she was like the pure embodiment of harmony, and like represents sort of like if they want to like dumb it down to kids, like the helicopter parent, like that's why she was like so overprotective of like the main six, especially Twilight, because she's like trying to always keep them safe and all that kind of stuff. Of course she's
Right.
sending them on to like adventures and things, and things are gonna happen, but she's just trying to get rid of like all chaos. And then Discord is the chaos, right? So like he does those things because it has to happen, and this and that. Like, what if, and I'm just spitballing it, right? What if, like, in the show, it's actually bad, because, this also happens in real life, to have so much of one thing rather than the other. Because,
Right.
it's good to drink water, right? It's good to drink water, but
I hate drinking water. It reminds me of water.
yeah, but you can't be drinking 5 gallons of water a day. Like, you're gonna hurt yourself and probably perish. And it's the same thing with like food, like fast food. Like, yeah, your cheeseburger tastes pretty damn good with bacon and avocado and all that good stuff, but you can't eat that all the time.
Yes, I can.
Who's gonna stop me? Heart
It's
Death.
American,
disease.
damn it.
Yeah, heart disease.
I killed heart disease.
Like, I think that would have been a kind of a cool idea if Celestia was just trying to get rid of all of chaos, and then like Discord, like, kind of like, yeah, he's still a villain because he's trying to do the wrong type of chaos, and like Twilight and her friends had to find like this weird like middle ground in between.
You saying he did the wrong thing for the right reason?
Probably. Is he the bad guy? Is he really a bad guy? But I think it would have been kind of like a cool
Bad
concept.
guy.
Like, they have to stay, like, that's where your whole thing comes up, maybe a little bit, Dr. Death, where it's like Celestia, even though trying to get rid of all the bad stuff, she, cuts on Pony's freedoms, because it's like, well, what would you rather have? Like, your freedoms or your protection? And you know,
Yeah.
the ponies are like, no, like we want to be free, you know, like yeah, bad things are gonna happen. That's life.
Oh
and
my
this and that.
god.
I mean,
Yeah.
Luna was the rebel that wanted freedom instead of safety.
Yeah, exactly. And then like it kind of goes down to that, and Luna's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna help you guys. Like I'm not supposed to, but I'm gonna help you guys. And then that
Yeah.
kind of like will tie in the whole like thing, like again, just spitballing it. We could always like come back to this and try to iron out the details.
Yeah,
But-
because I mean, like I say, if Luna was able to turn to like Nightmare Moon, why not Celestia? Like goes through like the same like similar thing, but like of like getting corrupted with power, but like and then gets like a new form, like I don't know, Daybreaker or something like that, or Dawnbreaker. Let's just say that, right? It's just like where like her remains like it's all on fire and all that because like full Syrians or something like that.
I just remember this part where I was writing about her. Like I was trying to do a sad story for Celestia, because like how the whole thing is, it's always the same thing. Like, oh, she's 1,000 years, so that means like plenty of her friends, probably even her family, and of course lovers have like died.
Everyone you love is dead.
Exactly.
So
maybe
unfortunate.
maybe that's her end goal, is like trying to keep everybody alive, even if it costs their like freedom.
Yeah.
And she basically tries to like keep everyone like just so protective that she put to the point where she puts them like all in these like glass fucking cages and shit, and
I mean,
just goes
for her to do that,
wild.
for her to like ensure everyone survives, you have to turn everyone to alicorn though, because if she doesn't, they're just gonna eventually die, just maybe of old age, but they're still gonna die. I mean, that's a flaw in her logic.
And maybe that's why Luna rebelled. Luna like saw like, no, you can't do that. This messes with the natural balance and shit. And then Discord is like sort of the same thing, but more like chaotic evil and stuff. And maybe he was more chaotic neutral back then, but in order to like defeat Celestia, like he had to become more and more evil. And that's what like started off this like fake lore. And that's why a lot of ponies view Celestia as the god, and like she's the good guy, but in reality it's not even the truth. I don't know, just tossing little ideas out there for all
Everything
those.
ends.
And this could play back with the whole Luna taking over once Celestia extends, because Celestia's been doing this. Luna was gone for over 1,000 years, and Celestia was governing for 1,000 years. Maybe it's about time, Luna does 1,000 years of governing, right?
Yeah, like
Just goes
maybe
back into that.
maybe it's like a cycle that they have to like return, from once
Probably.
they came.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Eh,
that would be pretty neat concept.
like maybe that's why she went mad with power, because she doesn't want to go back. She wants to stay immortal, and like she doesn't want to give up that power. But like at the end, they have to like literally throw her into the sun,
Oh god.
and it and it's up.
Yes,
I mean, it'll be up to
Yeet.
the writers to like show that she was regretful or not. Maybe she.
I mean,
That
I mean,
one
with the-
split second before she hits the fucking forbidden carpet that is the sun's surface.
I regret nothing, and then she dabs.
It just boom
I mean,
explodes.
a semi-moral fear in the concept of death and what comes afterwards is pretty deep for a show. I don't know if they were actually do it though. That's the thing, sadly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's probably what it is. That would have been more of an interesting thing where like they didn't know that. Like the ponies didn't know that there were like rulers and leaders before like Luna and Celestia, and like they were only supposed to last for like 1,000 years or maybe a little extra on top, and that was it. But Celestia has been ruling for the past like 2,000 years, right? Let's just
Yeah,
say
way
2,000
over.
years. Yeah. And Luna was like, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go back to the sun from whence you came. And she's like, no. And then that's the whole start of the fucking Civil War, right? And then that's why the ponies think that like Luna's the bad guy, even though she really wasn't. And then Celestia is like, oh, ha, 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 I'm going to change
yeah.
history. And, and then just
History is written by the victor.
Exactly. And then that's why Twilight, maybe that's even more of a conflict for her, because, Celestia spent so much time, raising her and treating her right and this and that, not even realizing that Celestia was just going to use her for her own devices. harvest her power, become stronger, live longer. And then, the last boss fight is basically like Luna and the gang versus Celestia, and Celestia is like, I'm gonna win, blah, blah, blah. And then, the good guy's like, no, you're not, no, you're not. And then, all this like stuff happens. Maybe a character or two dies, and then, they win. I don't know.
Right.
Again, just spitballing the idea. I just think that's a more interesting concept. If anyone wants to write that out, go for it. But
I think that's a really good idea, honestly. Like, would we keep it like ambiguous with what happens at like what's the afterlife? Is it just nothingness? Is there something? You know, like we'll just keep it ambiguous, just not, kind of just leave it up to the viewer's imagination.
like even they're afraid of it, so they don't even know, and that'll
Yeah,
probably.
even they, yeah, if they don't know, then maybe the viewer shouldn't know as well.
Well,
Kind
there's
of just maybe play into the sympathy of her because we're all kind of. I mean, some don't because some have faith in religion, but others, they're afraid of what happens after death. So that might be like a little bit of like relatability to her for her, turning evil. But that's just
yeah,
me.
because she just wanted to live forever, haha.
Yeah,
But what do you think about that idea, Driz?
It's all right.
Tight.
it's all right. Goes in for like
I
20
think I
minutes.
think
It's
you
all
make
right.
Celestia too evil.
Well,
I,
okay. How is it too evil? Tell me.
I think I don't know. I just feel like her grooming Twilight to get more power is too evil. I think having all of it come from a place of love entirely is that she doesn't want to lose the pony she loves, and so she you know forces them, not forces them, like slightly forces them to lead the life she wants
Encourages
them
them.
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
encourages
being
them to
bad
lead the
for a
life
good
she wants to
reason.
live. Is
Pretty
I
good.
think that's more compelling than just I want to live forever. I'm going to groom you and steal the power from you.
I don't know about y'all, but I think there could have been more friendship letters.
What?
We have this deep conversation. Jar goes back to, I think there should have been more friendship letters.
Yeah, I just
Well,
believe that she should have sent more like friendship notes or letters or whatnot to Celestia. I think that would have been a good start.
that is true. I do agree with that because I was always awaiting the lesson learned. Because you always learn something. Even doctors learn something every day. So
Yeah, yeah, that's why I think that we should that if I had the power to change anything, more friendship letters.
More
Okay.
friendship letters.
Well, what if you said you want this evil villain? Like, I think that's in their perspective. I think that's like evil enough. I mean, I'm not saying like she's doing terrible things to like other creatures and stuff like
For no
that.
reason.
Yeah, like she's
Yeah.
trying to live forever, and she's trying to. Okay, what about this? Maybe to make it even more fucked up. Maybe in her
Oh,
inner
boy.
sanctum, right? Her inner sanctum that like only, well, no one knows about actually. The reason
Oh, I
why that
knew
they're
it was
taking.
there.
Yeah, I always knew it was there. Um,
Mhm.
what if like those that she does really care about are still alive in there? And not only does she take the magic from those, not only does she take the magic from those for her to get strong, but she uses that power in order to keep them alive. And they're like in this weird catatonic state where like yeah, everything's like perfect and everything like that. Like, it's a I'm just spitballing this. Like it's like a park or something that's within the castle or something. Like there's all
So
this
like a fucking
a
like a walk
paradise for them.
like a door in a different realm, basically. Is that what your suggestion?
Yeah, it could be something like that. I mean, even within the show, there's multiple planes of existence. Like that's canon, like it's been shown not just in the Starlight episode, but in the episode where Twilight goes back in time, to like save her past self from making the wrong decision and choice. But
Right.
I don't know if you would like deem that as canon or maybe just like them messing around with that because like that cycle just continues to loop and loop and loop, which is kind of also a little fucked up. But
Yeah.
you
If you
know,
want to do that, we would need to like make sure that the realms, like, these planes of existence play a bigger role in the story. Maybe emphasize like how much they can like fuck you up. So maybe go back in my idea that Starlight Glimmer gets stuck in this endless time loop as a result of her trying to fucking, destroy everything, for example. To have this be like, yeah, if you fuck with this, you could potentially just sentence you for an eternity of suffering like Starlight did.
Some
That's
type
just
of
an
like
idea.
alternative reality.
Yeah,
Not just underground haha Tartarus, but like an actual alternative reality that's like terrible.
yeah, Starlight gets, it's just stuck in this loop of trying to, end the main six, rinse, repeat for all eternity, basically, due to her own
Yeah.
decisions. Yeah,
What do you guys think about that? Is
It's
that
pretty
better?
Uh,
metal.
I mean, it's a cool idea. I think it seems so far removed from like the Celestia we know that
yeah.
it's just it sounds like a premise for like a good fanfic, like, but I don't know, just like a alternate Celestia almost.
Well, we're
Like,
changing the
Beta
characters a little
Celestia.
bit. Yeah,
I mean, it's. I mean, the
Well, the
multiverse.
problem is why have it be Celestia when it could be anything else, like another Alicorn or something doing that. It's like Celestia, it being Celestia isn't important because you pretty much removed everything about Celestia. Is that she's kind and
well,
she cares about the ponies and
well, what we
she
could do is just
wants
we should
best for them.
on we should like establish. I guess we if we want to do that, we should like rewrite since season one, basically just complete rewrite where we have these like little hints all the way from season one of what she would become in later seasons when she does become a villain. That's just an idea.
I mean, I think for like characters like King Sombra should have like a better like background, like a better like origins, like a better origin story. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Agreed. I definitely agree because Sombra is basically like purely politically like Sombra played like the biggest threat to select like to fucking Equestria in general because he
Yeah.
had this very small army yet he was able to do this much damage because he was like a master tactician. He was basically like this fucking unicorn version of Alexander the Great when he was like just ripping havoc against Equestria basically, and he just gets like he gets like 3 episodes and then he's done for. And then when he comes back, he has a fucking Prince Blue Blood voice, and he just gets melted. Like, okay, cool. Glad for introducing him.
I'm
Thanks.
It's sort of like watching.
melting.
It's sort of like looking at the at like Freddy Krueger just becoming more of a comic book villain rather than the spooky guy that chases you
Yeah,
in your
he's
dream.
who's supposed to be a fucking
Yeah.
pedophilic child serial killer, but they tend to just
Jesus
but
Christ.
people tend to kind of just
Forget
ignore
about
that
that.
part that
Yeah.
he's a
Yeah.
pedophile. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, because King Sombra definitely like he has like the best like character design, and which I mean, it's kind of wasted on him.
yeah.
Like with the writing, it's just like could have like done way better. Like,
They could have established him as like the most powerful unicorn ever. He's the most powerful non-alicorn pony. That could have
oh
worked
yeah,
well.
oh
Well,
yeah,
if you count the comics as canon for the villain origins, then he's not a pony. I think
Isn't he like
Really.
some weird like
he's
spirit
like
thing?
I don't think it's delved into that much in the comics. It's been a while since I read it, but I think he's just like a pony made of darkness or something.
What I
He's like a
always remember,
splinter from from like a dark being or something like that.
what I always like see in fanfics, the good ones, that he was like some prince unicorn, but he, for whatever reason, like maybe to better his people, he became involved in this shadow magic and it just consumed him, and he became something else entirely. And over time he became slowly corrupted, and then this whole thing where he did this to become, for the greater good, he just became evil. And I thought it was always a good idea, and that's always usually explained in the better fanfics of him, but they didn't do that, obviously.
I mean, we could just rewrite most of the series in such
Yeah.
a way
This could be
where,
Gen 5 instead.
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, it could have that could have explained it. Like, just maybe Generation 4, like the ponies did fail, and everything basically hit like a great restart button, and it's like that's
Oh,
why.
what is this? Like the Link timeline?
Yeah, I could do that. I mean,
Oh.
Gen 5.5 where the ponies actually lost and Harmony was
Or
destroyed.
maybe, like or we could do like with Shin Megami Tensei 4 storyline, where it's basically like the unclean one's country. It's like basically like a destroy Equestria that no one ever knows, because it's um no one knew about it because of like whatever shit happened, and then like only those who survived like the incident could just like forget about it and just tell like the next generation, just like, like, we can do better. Let's not be what let's not do repeat what our ancestors have done, or or something like that.
Wait, you say like the guy who made Attack on Titan? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, we
Or did you
could
say a
do
different
that.
name? Or did you say a different name? I'm sorry.
I mean, I said Shin Megami Tensei 4,
Oh,
but
I could have swore you said
but
Isayama. That's why I was like, oh,
but maybe, yeah, maybe like Attack on Titan type of yeah,
Celestia
like
changes history, just like
changes history, yeah, change history or something like that could work.
I mean, she ruled for like 1,000+ years. All you have to do is just slowly change the details as time goes on, and then eventually people are gonna forget and like, oh well, that's what our books say, so that's exactly how it happened. Luna was the
Yeah.
bad one. It's not that hard. I mean, not to get too controversial, but I mean it happens nowadays. But let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not
Let's
go
not
there.
fight no Pacific event though. Let's not.
No, that's not what I was. But yeah, like I think it would have been cool because again, going back to the whole of what could have been, and we saw the art of what could have been G5. Like we saw, like there were ruins. We saw that there were ruins of like castles and areas. Excuse me. We saw like there were like ruins of castles and like areas and stuff like that. Like even had like overgrown, and things that we could like probably tie to G4, and that would have been a lot more interesting to like not look into, but like get, that would have been a lot more interesting to get if they would have like slowly put the pieces together and realized,
What
like, oh
if
shit, like these guys
oh
failed.
or what if what if like there's like a huge battle that went on during G4, and then like that's going pretty bad, so in order to like save like the survivors, they would have to like sealed off the area that was like what G4 was like. For example, let's say like Camelot, for example, or Ponyville, and it's just like all these, and then we see like the ruins of it, like the heroes like for G5 that will eventually have to explore all the ruins like later on in the future, maybe. But they must have like a strong reason to explore the ruins that's was sealed off in the first place,
Well, even curiosity is good enough, and at least from my interpretation, when we first saw Sunny Star Scout, was that she was an inventor and explorer. So I think we talked about this before, just in a call rather than it being recorded. But if that would have been a decent enough basis for the adventure to start, maybe she's just one of those like mares that recovers technology, or like lost things from
Yeah,
the past. Like that.
maybe.
That's good enough to start a story. Because
Yeah,
maybe that's how she lost her dad. I mean, if you want to add a trope or something that's like been used before, like she lost her dad because he never came back for an
yeah,
exploration, and she's trying to find like the missing pieces of the map that he took because again, haha, a funny writing tool. There is a map, but it's in pieces, and she has to like explore and all that. I don't know. I'm just tossing ideas out there, but I think that would have
or
been good enough to start like the
or like
G5.
or like having like all these warning signs: do not break the seal, or like the most like you know you gotta like redo hell on earth all over again.
I wouldn't go that far. Like I would say that there'd be like areas like like Fallout basically, where it's like you die if you go in there because of the radiation or whatever.
Right.
Like it could be like that, where it's like things are just so bad that if you go in there, to borrow from Warhammer, you turn into like a chaos spawn. Some just grotesque kind of
Oh
creature.
god, I'm being reminded of this one thing. I'm gonna pull it up. It's just T-Cop
I mean,
talking.
or maybe Have you watched Made in Abyss?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
it could be that basically, and that's just kind of how it goes. But I think that would have been more interesting than it's just like, oh, it's the future now. The Pegasi are living in New York City, and the unicorns are a bunch of hippies in the forest, and the Earth ponies are just basically San Francisco. It's just okay. Like, where's the adventure? Where's the awe of this
Found
land?
it. Oh god.
That actually that could be a good idea.
I mean, yeah, because like it will add even more to the tragedy, right? Where like each of the main six was given their own area, and it basically turns into like a fucking Dark Souls type of thing, where the new ones have to defeat them and like take their
Yeah.
original power. Is this too dark for you, Fish?
Yeah, I'd rather the main six have happy endings.
I mean,
I
like
think
it's.
we should go
I mean,
darker.
No,
yeah.
we
I
must
mean,
go
a,
darker.
a Dark Souls lore tragedy would have been nice.
I mean, there was this one person in this G5 thread who basically
Eh,
said, when you really think about it for a second, that the lore of G5 is basically like a fucking Dark Souls game because everyone's living in this ruin of a former great civilization. These great deities that ruled for 1,000 years are just fucking gone, and no one knows where they are. This all this other shit's basically is Dark Souls lore when you think about it for a second.
They alt F4'd. They needed to go. They needed to go grab something from downstairs, but they'll be back eventually.
I swear.
They accidentally slipped in the shower because they never knew how to use it. What were you gonna say, Fish?
oh, I mean, it's fine for like a fanfic, but I don't know. In my mind, I prefer like shows like My Little Pony to have lessons and stuff because that's what they are. I would prefer Fim the cartoon to be to at least have some of that friendship and everything, and everything gets a happy ending. But if we're talking about like just ideas for Fim, I think this is fine for like a fanfic. I think it sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just throwing this out there for the Glimmer people, maybe Sunny finds a way to break Glimmer out of her 1,000 year plus time loop, and she's this completely different character from being fucking, basically tortured for 1,000 years, and she basically helps Sunny out with, defeating this monstrous threat. Just an idea.
You think you'd get bored doing the same thing for 1,000 years with the kind of autistic obsession that that kite pony did?
That's like the Naruto guy. The
Yeah,
second you
she's
said
just
breaking him out, I just instantly thought of Kabuto from Naruto because I think that's pretty much what happened to him.
LMAO Naruto nerd.
yeah,
Uh,
so kind of just like Luna's story, but just even worse when you really think about it for a second.
Well, it could work. I mean, I, I I think it can work because it's sort of been done before in a sense of like the dark type of thing, with the whole like G1 and all those movies, and because I mean there were like some fucked up moments in the movie and in the show of back then. I mean, G2 is kind of like the new G5 where oh my god, our problem is our milkshake machine broke. Everyone freak out. It's like that with G2, and G5. So we're kind of like in limbo. And then, I mean, if history repeats itself, like G3 is gonna be a fucking like fever dream. So you know,
Wouldn't that be G6?
oh yeah, G6. Sorry, G3 to G6. So like, yeah, we're gonna have that weird.
Will,
So
will
basically,
G7?
look, yeah, what I'm trying to tell everyone here is that by G8, it's gonna get good, and we're
I
gonna,
swear.
Okay.
In fucking 40 years, it's gonna get.
yeah,
Stop
we're,
coping.
dude, we're gonna be like in our fucking rocking chairs, like I remember Twilight Spurger.
You are. I'm still gonna be like, um,
Mod
just.
fan number one.
I'm still gonna be like. I'm probably just gonna be like my early 40s. You're all gonna be like in your like fucking 50s and 60s though.
What are you, 10? Get out of here
No,
with that shit.
Dude,
no,
it's
19.
LMAO underage.
this user's been banned. Reason underage.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just I'm just tossing those ideas out there because a lot of people, and maybe this is just because they are older fans and such. They wanted that kind of show where it'd be a little bit more serious and all that. Like the characters did grow up, with you.
Yeah.
But we didn't get that. We got whatever this is, and no one really cares. So to wrap it all up, Dr. Death, I know you added some things, but do you want to say anything else, or you're good?
Um, shit, I forgot those. I forgot what I was gonna say because I have to get up early tomorrow.
Oh, okay, it's all right. You gotta go.
Well,
Not really. I mean, not nowish, but yeah.
Don't worry.
I do have to-
We'll wrap it up. I know everyone's a little yawny, a little tired. Yeah, I said if you guys wanted to start.
after this.
I know.
I need to go to sleepy time junction soon.
I mean, I asked you guys. You want to start an hour earlier? Like, no. So.
Nah.
I mean,
Well, I said it was okay, but apparently it wasn't okay for everybody else. So it's not my fault.
I know. I mean, it's just like I was just barely my way home and from school, and I was like,
it's all right.
because
Sometimes you just need to reset after that.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank you all for your answers. It was very nice. We had a little fanfic, little interesting moments there. So
I never
thank you for
gave
that.
mine.
Wait, I thought you did.
What do you think?
I'm just happy I
heard you talk a few
derailed the
times.
whole
My bad.
conversation about like some shit.
Oh, what is your ideal? What would you change, Driz? What is it? Tell us.
First of all, the Alicorn lore was never ever explored, even though that was teased a few times.
The
Awesome.
Two Sisters.
And somebody was upset.
Somebody fucking slapped their fucking keyboard. You're gonna get my Journal of the Two Sisters. All right.
That should have been Drunksky, not me, but
I know that Faust. She said she thinks it's better when things aren't explained. I agree to a point, but I think there's some things you just can't leave up in the air. Like Celestia's backstory, she's like 1,000 years old. That has to be explained in the show eventually. People are going to have questions about that. People are going to have questions about where alicorns come from if there's only 1 or 2 alicorns in the whole world.
I mean, I kind of agree with Miss Faust because that shit kind of really doesn't matter to me. Like yeah, I get it. She's 1,000 years old. You don't need to explain every little detail about it, dog.
Well, I disagree though. But before we do that, would you like to wrap up your idea, Driz, or you have a little bit more to say?
I just
always thought
remembered.
it would have been cool to have like her backstory be where she used to be kind of a piece of shit, which is why Luna also became a piece of shit. And eventually they clashed. Like I like the idea that it's kind of weird they introduce Luna as like saying the royal thee and all that other random shit that they used to do. Even though later in the show she never seems to really care much for royal custom.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like Celestia was trying to pound it into her, like you must act like a royal prince, you must do this, and you must do that, and she was just being a cunt and like super full of herself. And then it wasn't until she had to banish Luna, maybe in a fit of like I don't know. You know, when you're angry in the moment, sometimes you'll do something you greatly regret.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll
That's a
make
part of the human
decision
experience.
that you know is stupid, but you do it anyway because you're upset. And I'm thinking that maybe she said 1,000 years, like out of rage. And then it wasn't until after it was done she realized she couldn't undo it. And then she kind of became less of a piece of shit, having to deal with that for 1,000 years.
It'll definitely tie into the Lullaby of the Princess song.
Yeah.
Great
Pretty
song.
much that.
Great song. Great animation. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember something about, but I mean, I would have done to like, like rewrite the whole show. like introducing uh like clans or groups of like ponies with like special abilities from like the other side of the world type of thing.
Oh, explore all the world, not just Ponyville, Counterlot, Ponyville, Counterlot, Ponyville, Counterlot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe like Chinese or Japanese inspired civilizations.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Chinese.
yeah, but like imagine like imagine ponies using ninjutsu and all that.
Oh god,
J-
get him out of here! Get the weave out of here! Go over
No,
there. There's the
no,
door.
no.
There's the door. Go
I want
shower.
I want Twiggy Piggy to hit me with that Rasengan.
Oh no.
Thank you.
That would have been a funny moment. Applejack's like, "You're telling me a shrimp fry this rice?"
Yes.
Rasengan.
The shrimp just like fucking obliterates her with some Naruto move I can't remember.
Rip.
You're telling
Like
me.
some, like
Oh,
like
you
some,
now you done it, Twilight. Star, Star
Now you-
Platinum, the world though.
Zawarudo.
The world though.
This is what happens when you talk when you're tired.
Just sleepy Texan pony.
Oh
mean,
man.
it would have worked out a bit more, like just exploring the world more. But it's like it's true though. Like we only went to like 5-6 locations tops. Like even the Everfree Forest was like kind of like meh towards like the fucking middle and end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they were clearly like running out of schemes for
Well,
it.
it's an interesting parallel of like kind of like how our world was all this like mystery and majestic, but then once we started exploring all of it and realizing like this place isn't as big as we once thought.
I mean,
And
remember the cat dude from like the movie?
yeah,
That was an interesting idea. Like
get this furry out of here.
You mean the dude with the fucking coat that make him look like a fucking flasher? Yeah.
like I mean like he's that guy that basically like snitch on like the main six and all that.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, again, it would have just been more interesting like that, like the world being like vastly different once they pass the Badlands, and it's just like, oh shit, like it's not as good as it is over here.
I forgot. Did the show ever
Man, this
ever
place sucks.
This
did
place
the show
sucks.
did the show ever like introduce bicorns?
The what?
What?
Bicorn. Yeah, bicorns, like the opposite of a unicorn.
A bicorn? So they're there's a joke there. No.
How's that an opposite?
Because they have two horns, haha.
Well, there's
Well,
there's that
I
one
mean-
fucking Chris Champ picture of the alicorn with 3 horns.
Oh no.
I mean,
Please
according
stop.
I mean, yeah, I mean according to like actual lore like
Mythology.
mythology, it's like, because like the bicorns like represents evil and all that, while obviously the unicorn's like good and all that.
Hmm.
So I was just thinking, maybe like introduce bicorns in that.
They look like us, but are they us? Another controversial topic right there. No, they never did. But I mean, these are all like ideas that should have possibly been tossed around in a fucking executive room. I think that's probably like how things like this should be taken. Yeah, you're making a show, you're trying to make money, that's cool. But if it's a fun thing like a cartoon, and again, don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of background work that needs to get done. It's not just all fun and games. I know all the programming and the flash and the animation.
Oh yeah.
Making sure that things are done in a timely manner and all that kind of stuff. I get it.
I mean, maybe like reduce the amount of filler episodes as well.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying like from.
I mean, just for like consistency's sakes,
Well, I'm just saying like in the sense of like just talking about these ideas, because when MLP was first, or not MLP in general, but like G4 was
Mhm.
was being talked about, it was done over a breakfast, and they were just drawing characters on napkins and stuff, and like, oh yeah, this is so and so, and this is that, and this, like, that's a better creative environment than just like suits in a fucking room that's only 72 degrees and all you have is water and like dry peanuts to eat, you know?
Yeah.
I bet they didn't even get the honey roasted fucking Planters peanuts that have the little sugar all over them. Now they just got the regular unsalted ones.
Probably from like 1985.
There you
Not
go.
as dusty
We
as
still
their
have these from
senatorial mug
G1.
sheet.
Yeah,
They're
those
still
things-
good.
yeah, those are the from G1. Like, are these good? Hey man, they've been there for a while. It's up to you.
I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah, but I think that's
But they're already
It's kind of
eating
a
it.
decoration now.
exactly. But I think that's when I go back and watch like a lot of those like old fashioned like animators and those that used to like do like stuff for shows like showrunners and writers and stuff like that. It was always those types of environments that I think produce like the best type of shows. You know, it's just people being creative, throwing ideas out, and then just kind of like trimming off like what works or sorry, what doesn't work, and then just refining it and then rolling with it. But now we just got like people that clearly don't even know what the fuck like half of the characters were from G4 that are in charge of G5, and they're like, oh fuck. But yeah, I think this is good enough for this topic. We can move on to speed round because I know some of y'all need to get the hell out of here because you have work tomorrow and you guys are responsible adults. So
Mhm.
I'm lucky I have a day off. You guys want to keep going for like another 10 minutes, or you guys want to wrap it up here?
That depends on what you want to do, Chief.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I mean, I just have like just questions, like literally like 2-3 questions here.
All right.
So this one, I guess, regarding to the board, but seeing that some people haven't been on the board as much, I've made the observation. I don't know if you guys will agree or not, but is G5 losing its grip on the board? Are they losing their strength? Because I
It
see
seems like-
less and less posting.
I do think half of it was trolling. I think those trolls are starting to go away now. So we're actually left with the actual fans of G5, which there aren't that many.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the occasional shit post, but that's about it. It isn't super bad. I mostly just chill in the generals that I like.
Hmm.
Maybe the real fans gave up.
Maybe the
They're
real
like,
fans
give it a chance. They're like, give it a chance, and then they give
Maybe
it a
the real
chance,
fans
and
are the
they're
friends
like,
we
"Give
made
it
along the
a little
way."
bit more time, and then eventually they just couldn't keep asking for more time.
They couldn't keep up the lie themselves.
Yeah, they're like, all right, I guess it's just never mind. Sorry, everyone.
I'm sorry. I know you guys are mad.
I mean, there's like the occasional funny thing that's posted, like what's the thing I'm thinking of off the top of my head, like Izzy being a certified menace to society, Posey getting angry. Those are probably the things I could think of off the top of my head.
Pip being a fat pig.
Pip.
Well, I mean, we needed someone to be the pig of the cast because Twilight ain't around no more.
Ooh, shots fired.
Exactly.
Shots fired. Oh man. I mean, the 3D animation still looks fucking wonky. So there's not much to say about that. And the 2D specials, there's not really much going on either there. It just I haven't seen much posters, so I'm like,
I mean, aren't we kind of in a loop of like there not being any actual show? It's mostly just like little snippets of shorts.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not much being posted, but even then, when we had that whole it was like a whole year or so of hiatus, that there was still all this like energy and this and that, but then once they finally got what they quote unquote wanted, it was like, oh, this isn't that good. This
This isn't good at all.
what is this?
Yeah, maybe they're in the the depression stage of of just like, yeah, the thing I was looking forward to kind of sucks. If so long as they don't decide to take a long fall from a short rope, I'm pretty sure that they'll probably just come back and just post about G4 or maybe enjoy the occasional G5 ship post. Sometimes I like going into those threads where it's like, capping the actually funny moments from the show, which are probably few and far between. Mostly just because I like thinking of Izzy as a menace to society, Pip being the piggy, and and then Posey just eternally being in that state of getting McFucked by everything.
Just suffering. That's her whole point of existence.
I understand this mayor well and truly.
Yeah, like the
She's our spirit
animation.
animal.
The
Why else do you think she
animation.
has a clover necklace?
Yes.
Mhm.
I would say that the 3D animation, like something I just posted, it improved slightly, but it's still uncanny. It just doesn't capture like what they are or what they were rather.
Okay, are they purposely making her fucking more and more fat? I swear to God, they're actually trying to do that. I don't remember her fucking belly being that swollen before.
Well, contrary to popular belief, horses are a little chubby.
But like, I swear to God, her fucking body fat keeps like changing from episode to episode. I don't know if it's like on purpose or not, if her model is like fucked
She's
up or
eating a
whatnot.
lot.
She just gets a little fatter every episode because Piggy Petals just can't help herself. She's being infused with Twilight energy.
It's like the issue here, right, isn't the inconsistent writing of the characters themselves, but just the inconsistency of what they look like.
Help, guys. The more friendship I gain, the fatter I get.
Oh, please. No. I
No
can't
She's
eat
more.
stuffed
anymore.
full of friendship.
No, no more, please.
Eat up your friendship.
No,
No,
no.
No,
please.
please, no more. I can't eat any more friendship. I wasn't.
Time to eat up your friendship.
Like, she is unironically gets like fatter each episode. It's not even a meme, it's actually the truth.
Is she just bulking? Is she gonna like halfway through the show just like start lifting really hard and like become like this fucking bulk
She's getting
biceps pony?
swole.
Maybe.
Bro, I don't think she's even like lifting.
She ain't lifting
Whoa.
shit.
You even
She ain't
lifting?
lifting
The
right
only
now.
thing she's
She's
lifting is
bulking.
her fucking cell phone, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look,
Maybe she'll
Her,
load up like
her style and simps like it when she's a bit on the chubby side.
What do you mean
well,
her
it's
Stalin
just
Sims? You mean her Philly Sims? Those are the only people that like
Stalin.
watch her shit.
okay, just based off this animation, like she can't even lift herself up with her wings.
That's how fat she's getting.
Oh, fat.
I'm so
what?
big.
Oh, right,
Please
right. Because
help
I
me.
think the Pegasi actually fly here. I thought like they were somehow prohibited from flying because no magic.
That's stupid. They should be able to fly without fucking magic.
Well, I don't think
I
it's
don't know.
supposed to help her fly. I think the wings are like, like stabilizers when she drops. So she doesn't, hurt the
She
floor.
sticks
I
them
don't
out
know.
whenever. Well, I mean, like
That she doesn't
she
cause
has
a
to take
fucking
it.
earthquake when she falls, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's sort of like that adage of like Germany threatening to drop Erman Goering on London, but walk back that proposal whenever they threatened to drop Winston Churchill on Berlin. They weren't ready to engage in that level of warfare just yet.
Exactly.
He wasn't ready. Uh, well, I'm glad everyone noticed that it's just kind of meh at this point.
I'm glad we noticed that, like, she's clearly getting fucking fatter by the episode.
Oh my god.
You think somebody's intentionally doing that because they're into that nonsense?
It,
It's like
it
they're like,
unironically looks like it, because I do
Maybe
not
they're doing
remember
it
her
just to
being
see
this
if anybody
fat.
notices.
Yeah.
you think like the animator's just sitting there like, come here, my fat concubine, you need to be
No,
fatter.
stop.
That
Okay.
might be the only good part about G5.
Okay, all right. I'm bringing down the hammer here. No more fat posting. Jesus Christ.
Where's my pictures of Twilight Sparkle?
Oh, Anyways, intermission. What do you guys think about this? Speaking of G5.
Oh, Brian.
Oh, oh, that's cute.
That's wholesome, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, totally. If if you don't know who the fuck the red
Right.
pony is, I guess it is wholesome.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. Let them let them.
let's say it's wholesome. It's a cute little moment. Let's
That's
just
pretty
keep it that
wholesome.
way for the people that don't know.
Shh, don't even mention that. It's just a wholesome gif, okay? Just imagine you
I mean,
coming.
I mean,
Imagine you coming back home to your sick mare friend, and you're she's doing better, and that's it. And that's it. It just ends right there. You just cover her because she's little. It's the time of the year, gets a little cough. A little sick. That's it. That's all that happened.
Misty's probably the cutest pony I can think of from G5.
Yeah, she's pretty adorable. I think the animations speak for themselves. Whether if it's her having a bad day at work, I think we talked about this a little bit before, but having a bad day at work and her failing, or
Taking one down.
taking one down, just having a bad day, taking my way downtown, walking
That's
around.
not the right
Inside.
song at all.
I mean, I just want to pick up Misty and like hug her and boop her.
I mean, she needs it. She's either sad or like a JoJo villain angry.
Oh, don't boot me.
I mean, I imagine that she's like stuck in a shit job and doesn't have any choice.
How many mares have you booped? How many mares have you think? Wait, I already fucked it up.
Nice.
How many mares have I booped? I've lost count because my
No.
fingers don't have the ability to count that many boops.
It's like, it's the scene. Oh, okay, now I remember. It's like you could just imagine you just kick down the door, you just see a non there, just scream at him like, "How many mares have you booped on the snoot?" And he just like turns around and looks at you, and he's like, "How many loaves of bread do you think I've had in my life?" Just epic fight scene. For those that
I don't
know,
remember how many I've booped, but you can add one more to it.
he just picks up a random mare. Boop. You monster!
You remember that little webm where like there was those like that big old tub of Anon Philly plushes, and then like they pick them up, boop, and it's like the ammo pickup sound from TF2 and Half-Life.
Oh no.
Then like tosses the pony to the side. Then again. I wish I had that webm because it's pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cute.
I don't really care much for Anon Philly, but if I had random mares and just boop them, I think that's a good day for me.
Unfortunately, I don't think the webm comes in any other flavor, so you're just gonna have to suck it up.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to make other ones then one day. I'm not WebM.
Yeah, just commission a bunch of plushes of regular mares and make your own video. Problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, it's that time of the night where I find some good art in the Balefred, and I show you guys.
Boy.
So, I'm gonna post some, and y'all are gonna tell me what you think about it.
Alright.
So,
Let's take a look and see if this is something we can put up on the fridge.
yeah,
Exactly.
this one's going on the fridge. All right, I got a few. I got a few, so I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. So it's a part of the show where we do that, and I'm uploading it. So
All we have to do is just find it.
Narrator, please.
Toes, please. Let's see. There we go. So we have improvement. Yep. Look at her go. Look at her go.
Oh yeah, no, that's a bat pony, all right. Or at least I think it looks like one.
Be careful with those teeth now, Jesus.
It's
Flutterbat, I think.
Yeah, they said Flutterbat. Forgot her wings, but I'm too lazy to add them.
Okay.
Yeah, that was gonna be like the first thing I would have
Johnson.
said is like where her wings still go.
I mean, it works. Would have been a different pony in my opinion. Maybe like some like punk rock
It-
mare.
It just works.
It just works. So there you go, friend. Number 39279285. There's your U.
Yay.
There you go.
Come and collect your U at the front of the store.
Thank you for shopping at Hobby Horse. Come and collect your U. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a pleasant day.
Ma's the
At
fucking
my
announcer
store.
there.
Have a pleasant day. This
Please make sure to
Anon.
grab your complimentary rock candy at the front of the store. Thank you.
Please don't
It's
bite
just
down.
it's just like a little stand with limestone staring angrily at people, just like shaking a cup full of rocks.
Yeah.
Speaking of limestone,
Oh no.
so it says right here, description. Limestone Pie embarrassed that she needs you to keep her warm around a campfire. Base limestone edition because fire was too big when I first drew it. And there are some links there. So there's that piece. And of course, she's saying, hey Anon, you and I both know it's freezing, so let's not make this weird and let me hug you. It's perfectly logical.
I mean, she's pretty close to that fucking fire. She's not warm enough.
She's an earth.
Well,
She's an earth
okay,
pony.
I'll let her hug me if she insists. The things you do for your friends.
Your friend.
Okay, let's hug. You smell like Sprite or 7-Up, by the way,
What the
Limestone.
fuck? That's the first I've heard of that. Okay.
You sure? I said it before. I said that she probably smells like fucking Sprite or Limestone or fucking
Okay.
7-Up because
Okay.
But is
lime.
she as sticky as Sprite?
I
That's been like,
would hope not.
Why you don't want her
but
to smell like fucking Sprite?
No, I don't want her to be sticky.
real question is she like McDonald's Sprite or just like
Oh,
regular Sprite?
see, I
Oh
was
my
gonna
God.
ask that question too, because that McDonald's Sprite, it's acidic as fuck.
It hit real fucking different.
You drink that and like it just restarts your entire nervous system.
Yeah, I still love those pictures of like Dracula from like the fucking Castlevania game from whenever. Just like I dropped my phone in a McDonald's Sprite and that motherfucker just started charging.
Maybe that's why she's angry all the time because of all that carbonation inside her.
Probably.
It's just fucking fuels her anger.
Yeah. You just need a rubber
Her blood
tummy.
is carbonated.
You need a rubber tummy a little bit. She's gonna burp a little. Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh god damn it! Don't fucking.
No, she's gonna
Please
burp a
don't.
little bit. Okay, we could have gone a totally different fucking route, and before we
Okay,
do
yeah.
that,
Let's not go the animated James route. Let's not do
yeah,
that, please.
before we do that, good job, Anon
This
number.
that kind of reminds me of that gif of Coke Pone, just like, prancing in place, but then burping when she gets a little too fizzy.
Oh yeah, and then she's like, "Don't shake me, please, don't." Like, they just like somebody grabs her. She's like, "No, don't shake me."
But then there's that picture of Dot Matrix where like that Yargen Scott did, where like you're just like holding her, and she's like, "Don't jostle me, I'm full of gamer juice."
Yeah. All right, Anon number 39265090. Keep at it. And I have
Come and collect your U at the front of the Hobby Horse store.
Here's your yo. I hope you keep going. I am a knockoff JFK. We have this one over here. It's a little different. I mean, you can imagine how stressful being a nurse is, right? Like, just how much amount of energy you need, and sometimes, like, coffee just isn't enough. So, you gotta do a little bit, something a little bit more stronger. And now I need something stronger. All these U's. So we got right here.
Oh, I see.
I mean, hey, whatever gets you through the shift, right?
Yeah. Alright. So this is it just says right here, Red Heart Anon, on the off chance is this you, and then it looks like there's a little series. It's a couple pictures, but this is the one that stuck out to me first. I'm interested to see picks 1 through 6 and try reverse image searching on Desu and Derpy, but only found that thread and a red heart thread for the beginning of the year. Nothing else in that one. So
I mean, hey, look on the bright side because of her white like coat. That cocaine's gonna blend in very well. She could fucking walk like right back to her patient, and no one's gonna like notice the fucking powder around her snout.
Well, the problem is that whenever you do a big old bump of coke, you might have a nosebleed. So that's going to be really fucking noticeable on a white coat
oh
like that.
oh yeah, well that's not the only one. Here you go. So, there's this one. She gets tee hee. Just kidding. That was sugar, but
Whoa.
Oh no.
she sneezes like that burns. I've never sniffed sugar, so I wouldn't really
One
know.
of my old friends that's unfortunately no longer here.
Oof.
I made the joke about like snorting sugar, and he actually did it. The absolute fucking mad lad. I think he said it like burning because of course sugar dehydrates, and up in the nose. Yeah, you bet your ass is gonna burn. Do you think the anon that posted this actually tried that?
Probably. How else does he fucking know it burns?
I mean, there's always has to be one person that tries it.
Yeah.
But yep, this is from officially from Anon 39257284. Keep drawing. These are very cute. Very cute. We have a little bit more of a sad little story here. At least from this comic. It looks like it's an ongoing comic, so if you're listening to this, please, I need to see more of this, because got a little teary-eyed when I saw this. But it looks like this is our punk rock mare. And
It was like keeping sight of the vow we made, holding fast to the hope.
And then stay with me, you're all I have left. So
Yeah, I guess this is like two separate scenes.
perhaps, I don't know if this is like a little comic or you're just drawing out some lyrics from a song, but keep at it. So this was Anon 39258818. Keep at it,
Also, give this mare a hug for me, homie. She really needs it.
please. And
You're tugging at
then
my heartstrings, buddy.
to round it all off, we have a little something special here. We got this over here. Where are you? There you are. I found you. We got a little animation. Look at that little animation.
Oh, damn, someone's really trying very hard. They're not doing a fucking drawing, they're animating.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But it's really swoosing animation. I like it.
animation like that is drawing. It's just you have to draw like
But yeah, you draw
couple
a
hundred
shitload of
frames.
images. Yeah, you draw a
Yeah.
shitload of images and string them together.
100%. So
I've been to school too. Don't talk condescending to me, Stucky.
I know history, you bitch. So this Anon says right here, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing the mayor's name. It's Fae, so I'm guessing that's how you say Faye, right?
Probably.
Faye. So it says, oh boy, 3 a.m. again. Messed around with animating in Krita again, ended up with a Faye. I'm not entirely sure what exactly I was going for anymore. I'm running on fumes at the moment, but I think it was a head tilt and smile, though it's a bit faster than I wanted. Also looks like she's nodding, which is neat. I gave Faye those little pigtail things again since I liked how they looked before. The eyelashes gave me trouble since I threw it in last minute. Maybe next time I'll do something more serious since things went smoother than expected. So, Anon number 39281744. Good work. Keep at it. And please go to sleep at a reasonable time if possible.
No, you must keep animating mares. I will
No.
chain you to your desk and burn your passport. You will
No.
animate mares. vampires until the end of time.
Don't mess up your eternal clock. I mean, I love them too, but I try to not stay up till like 5 or 6 in the morning drawing because it does mess you up. But yeah, that's all I got. If anyone else wants to say anything about what I posted, or anyone wants to bring up something real quick, we can
Just a
hear it.
suggestion to all you anons out there. Draw a mod, please. Thank you. That's it. Without Mudbriar, if it doesn't have Mudbriar, if it has Mudbriar, it doesn't fucking count. Okay. Okay, that's it.
How about you draw mod?
I will. In 5 months, when I know how to draw.
Okay, it doesn't take that much. Because
You can draw
Quick
mod
comps.
stick phone if you're having trouble with a dog.
Exactly. But all
Come
it
on,
takes,
spread the good word of stick pwn.
I guess, just to wrap it up, all it takes is having a couple of coins, right? That's all it is. If you're a burger living in Burgerland, I can tell you this: get quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. Those are your circles. All right? Because if you have trouble drawing circles, and I know some people do, use that as your guides. If you're a TG visitor, friend, or whatever name you want to call it, you have
Fucking
bases.
grognard.
Yeah, that too. You have bases from. I'm sure you have bases from your D&D characters or 40k figures or whatever tabletop game you play. Use those as well. I'm using them when I draw. They're pretty good guidelines. No one's ever gonna shame you for using a ruler or anything like that. Just do it. Just do it. It's not that hard to draw. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. All right, I guess we're wrapping it up. So thank you all for joining me. From the top down, we had Driz.
Yeah, sorry, I'm tired.
He's dying. He's dying.
Damn.
We had Drunksky.
Rest in peace.
So don't forget to draw Luna, because Luna's great.
We had Fish.
Make sure to play that new Sonic game.
Oh no.
Exactly.
I mean,
It's-
we were
it's-
able to.
It's really bad,
Somebody
and
ban this guy.
it's not that good, but I like it.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll show you where to go for all those Sonic fans. Trash is over there.
Yeah, go. That's too rude. I'm sorry.
Here,
Go
this
in
is your
and
home
little
now.
corner.
This is your home now.
But if you've got any pictures of Rouge with them big old bad titties, just slide them up into my DMs.
Alright,
videos.
Yard is
Cool.
also going to go to trash. Cool.
Okay.
Good to
Imagine
know.
simping for Rouge when Blaze exists. What a loser.
I like all girls. I just like that at the
face.
moment.
Aren't they like... Never mind. Smutty?
All females.
To recap what I just said with the whole rewrite and shit, make sure Glimmer is in an eternal hellish time loop for crimes, and I forgot something else. Get rid of Mudbriar. Okay, that's it. That's
And
my
never
service
reform
announcement.
Discord.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's it. Signing off.
Yard?
Do the creative stuff, people. Make the good stuff. Okay, good night.
And I've been your host, Wanderer. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye, yeah.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.